Good morning. It's day 73 of the OFC. My pack weight is just all over the place. Yeah, I'm still experimenting. Still experimenting. Uh, I'm sure it's still around anywhere between 10 and 12 pounds, but we're trying to get it down to 7.5 now. Yeah, it went from 10 to now, then 8.5, and now to 7.5. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get down to. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. But at least we know what we're trying to do here. I did a gear pickup in a town that I did business in and lived in for many years. They they there's a company that makes these Alpha 60 called Levy, and these are called Alpha 60. This is a hoodie version of their Alpha 60, and it is phenomenal. It doesn't weigh anything. It's negative weight. It's it's phenomenal. I'm not going to go into this right now. What I did want to go into was this Gatewood. I've had it now for what, a couple months, something like that. So I wanted to talk about it. How not really using the netting now, and just really show you some of the things that make this such a special tent. If you didn't know already, the Gatewood Cape is a poncho. Here's the poncho right here, part of it. Oops, there we go. Yeah, it's a poncho that you can convert into a tarp tent. The first one was put out in about 2006, and I met Ron Monk, I believe his name. Forgive me if I got that name. The designer of this, back in 2005. So I met him a year before uh, he put this out. Ron is now retired, and aloha, Ron. This is such a successful piece of gear for ultralighters. Um, as soon as it went into production, it never went out of production. It's gone through a few iterations from sil nylon to now sil poly. I finally figured out officially that this is a sil poly, meaning silicon coated polyester fabric. Apparently, the polyester doesn't sag when it's wet as much as the sil nylon. I My previous shelter was a lunar duo, which is also by Six Moons, and it does sag a lot and as sil nylon. And at this point now, it's over 20 years old, or it's 20 years old. I don't know if I should retire it yet because it's in such a good shape, but it leaks like a sieve. So that's 20 years old. Come on. Okay. Uh, oh, I wanted to show you something I'm working on. Back when I first started ultralighting, we all carried these little tiny uh, lights. Yeah. It's just a battery and an LED with some tape wrapped around it. And, I forget what I used as a barrier between the contact and the battery. But anything, piece of paper, whatever. These aren't working well. Sometimes they just stay on, so I'm trying to fix those. Here is the inside. Oh, by the way, I was using a stick, and you can use a stick, it's fine, and that'll save you some weight. But I'm going back to using the carbon fiber Easton pole. Yeah, it's just a lot more sturdy. I have using a stick. I've had the shelter just kind of collapse on me. No big deal, but the this here is, it's a little pocket that the whole thing folds into, but I don't really use it as that. I just use it as a tent pocket. Here's little holes for your arms when it's a poncho. Now, you can pitch this high or you can pitch it low. So I have it pitched low right now because it's been a little rainy, just a little bit. So I have it pitched low, but you can actually pitch it high and get lots of air, especially if it's really hot. Up here in the Sierras, it tends to be pretty mellow, but it does get kind of cold at night. I am now back to using two pads because one is just, man, it's rough. One pad is rough. So this is an 1/8 inch, and this is, I don't know, maybe a little less than a 1/2 inch. And they're both cut down. These aren't full. This is just a very small little piece of padding. Um, but I do think that the two of them for me is going to be the way to go. Don't quote me on that. uh, yes, this is a great um, piece of gear. You can save about a pound on weight by using this Gatewood cape. Boy, I'm just rhyming today. I'm a poet and didn't quite come to the realization of the very fact. Yeah, you can save about a pound of weight by using the Gatewood cape. Yeah, I just love that rhyme. I'm probably gonna have to probably just say that over and over again. I found a pen, an ultralight pen on the road. This is just the inside of a pen, but it works wonderfully. Um, so like I said, I don't really know what my weight and pack weight, pack weight is, because I'm just finding stuff, purchasing stuff, uh, but we'll figure that out. The pieces, okay, why you're saving a pound of gear. I gotta stay on track here. I'm only one coffee into the day here. By purchasing this cape, you're, and by the way, this is not sponsored. I am the furthest thing from a sponsored YouTuber. The reason I'm sharing this is this has been around since 2006, and I only know about it like just a couple months ago. Thank you, Extra Ultralight. So, yeah, I'm just excited about this piece of gear, and want to share it with you. So, you don't do what I do and go out and buy the wrong gear only to have to spend more money on the right gear, you know? But this replaces a tent, this replaces your rain gear, and it also replaces a warmth layer as well. There's another thing that this replaces, but I'm just not, the memory isn't there. I'm going to have to do another cup of coffee. So, day 73. Yeah, the Gatewood Cape is working out great. I love it. I'm sure it's not for everyone. If I ever have a situation where I know I'm going to be around like a bunch of bugs, usually, essentially, if I'm going down an elevation, I can always grab my tent liner and, you know, and get that sort of protection. But, using a mosquito head net and wearing long clothes. Oh yes, I'm back to wearing my tights here. Yeah, until I can purchase some wind pants and whatnot. But yeah, Okay, I'm out of here. I gotta get that coffee going. I'll see you on the next video.